Hello there my RPG lovers and welcome to another video. If Doom and Dark Souls had a baby, it would pretty much look like this. Hellpoint is the upcoming third-person action RPG in space. It's definitely inspired by Dark Souls when it comes to gameplay mechanics, so I wouldn't be wrong if I call it a Soulsborne game. But Hellpoint seems like it has more than enough features to distinguish itself from being just another Soulsborne game. Hellpoint started as a Kickstarter project and Cradle Games, the developer of this game, managed to reach their goal. Not so long ago, we got a specific release date for Hellpoint. It will come out on April 16 for PC, PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. So if you find this game interesting, you'll be able to pick it up on day one regardless of your platform. And now let's see what this game has to offer. The game is set in a sci-fi universe on a space station called Irid Novo. When the catastrophic incident called the Merge happened, the space station got flooded with alien beings described as puppets of the malevolent cosmic gods. You are sent on a mission to discover what actually happened before the Merge. Irid Novo is supposed to be a massive interconnected world with a lot of shortcuts and secrets, but what's perhaps even more interesting, the whole space station is orbiting around the black hole. This is all happening in real time and it should affect our gameplay experience quite a bit. If I understood correctly, this involves some kind of random generation system. I got a tiny slice of this experience while playing through the demo a couple of times. The boss was not the same at the end of my demo run, so this is obviously one of those dynamic effects. Apart from different boss appearances in those situations, Cradle Games promised features such as horde assaults, whatever that means, and modified enemy stats and positions, which will be determined by the path you take in the open world. I think that random generation systems have their place in RPGs if they're done properly and where it makes sense. The whole premise of a black hole that's actually affecting all of this is really cool in my opinion, and it gives more weight to the story and the gameplay. This shows that developers care to include a proper story and explanation behind this feature rather than just slapping it on top of the gameplay. But we'll need more info about this in order to see if it actually works well. The atmosphere in this location is on point. That's probably the best way to describe it. The atmosphere in Hellpoint is on point. Yeah. Judging by the demo, there is definitely a horror vibe, but it's not overdone. That being said, I didn't quite like the level design of this particular location. It's good enough for the demo, but it felt a little bit generic, for the lack of a better word. But like I said, the world is supposed to be really big in general, and this is just one location from the demo. There was another demo for the game that came out in 2017, and the level in that demo looked similar to this, but it was more fun to explore in my opinion. However, the gameplay in the new demo is much improved, so let's talk about that. I can tell you right now that Hellpoint will be worth playing just for the gameplay itself. Every time you restart the demo, you get a random character build. I played with 4 different characters and I think I got a good idea of the combat in general. I really enjoyed playing with this one-handed sword that has a special spinning attack. Speaking about special attacks, all weapons in Hellpoint will have them, and from what I could see, they all use mana as resource. We'll have to actually unlock those special abilities by just playing with one particular weapon. This kinda reminds me of weapon arts from Dark Souls 3. The combat is obviously stamina based, and the first thing I want to experience in games with similar combat are the controls. I'm relieved to say that controls in Hellpoint are really snappy. If you check Hellpoint on Steam, you'll see this notice. A controller is strongly recommended to play Hellpoint. I played the whole demo with mouse and keyboard and I didn't have any problems. For some reason, the demo couldn't detect my Xbox One controller. So if you're used to playing third-person action RPGs with mouse and keyboard, I don't think you'll have problems with Hellpoint. But this type of games are almost always better with a controller, I guess. Dodging feels good and iframes are decent, but this wouldn't matter a lot if animations were bad. Fortunately, the animations in Hellpoint are really decent. Actually, I think that Cradle Games is pushing the limits here, considering their budget. If you are worried that combat might be janky or not good in general, I highly encourage you to try out this demo. You can find the link for the demo on Hellpoint's official Discord page, and I'll leave their Discord link in the description. Anyway, back to combat. You have light and heavy attacks with all weapons. You can also execute special attacks while running, and they will be different depending on the weapon you're using. When it comes to sound effects, they are also really decent. Not amazing by any means, but they are passable. I only had problems with some ranged projectile sounds because they really sound unimpactful. Axions will be the currency you'll collect while exploring and killing things, and you'll use them to increase your attributes and level up. From this screen you can see all the stats presented in the game, but demo doesn't actually allow you to level up. It offers you enough pre-made builds to get a feel of different playstyles. There are just a couple of enemy types presented in the demo, different variants of regular enemies, 2 stronger mini-boss like creatures and a couple of bosses at the end. I was really impressed with this boss and his attack pattern. His overall design is kinda unsettling, so it fits the theme of the game quite nicely. He was not too hard to handle, but I did die a couple of times before I managed to beat him. The second boss was not bad, but it felt a little bit unfinished, or my character was just hitting really hard, and I actually managed to kill him on the first try. If you didn't notice from the intro of this video, Hellpoint has a split screen co-op feature. Split screen is almost completely forgotten, but ever since Outward came out, I was hoping that more RPG developers will start including this feature. Outward was really successful, especially for an indie game, and I think that split screen co-op is one of the major factors for its success. I have no doubts that a lot of people will buy Hellpoint just for this feature alone. The demo got me really interested in this game and I really wanted to play more. Fortunately, the release date is just around the corner. I will do more videos about this game and I will have a review ready for the release date probably, so make sure to stick around if you're interested to see that. If you like this video, press the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content. Click on the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Special thanks to my patrons and YouTube exclusive members, and if you as well want to become one of them, all the links are in the description. Patreon is definitely the best place to support this channel in the long run. That will be all, and I'll see you in the next one.